Good morning, friends. Today's topic is registration under RERA. Registration of project under RERA. In these topics, what is the registration under RERA? Registration is compulsory registration before starting the project. What is the effect of non-registration? If the promoter has not taken registration from the RERA, he cannot make an advertisement. He cannot market the flat. He cannot book the flat. Booking of the flat is not permitted. No sale or no offer of sale can be made by the promoter. Promoter cannot invite the purchaser to purchase the flat. Registration is compulsory, but there are some exceptions. In these cases, registration need not be taken. Which cases? Where the area of land proposed to be developed does not exceed 500 square meters, then no registration is required. Where number of apartments proposed to be developed does not exceed 8 inclusive of all phases, no registration of real estate project is required. Where the promoter has received completion certificate of real estate project prior to the commencement of the RERA Act, then also no registration is required. The purpose of construction is only for renovation or repair or redevelopment which does not involve marketing, advertising, selling or new allotment of any apartment, plot or building, then also no registration is required. So where the real estate project is to be developed in phases, every such phases shall be considered standalone real estate project and promoter shall obtain registration for each phase separately. Registration is compulsory. Who has to take registration? Builders, developers, development authority, society, person holding power of attorney. They can make an application for registration. What is the meaning of real estate projects? Real estate projects means development of a building involving converting the existing building or any part of the existing building or any structures of the building into a new building. Real estate project includes easementary rights also. The real estate projects includes garden area, walking area, playground. All apartment buildings, residential and commercial projects shall be compulsorily registered. How to apply registration? Every promoter has to make an application to the authority for registration of the real estate project and it should be accompanied by prescribed fees. The promoter has to submit the following documents along with the application. First, brief details of his enterprise, its name and registered office address and registration particulars, name with the photo of the promoter. Details of the projects launched in the past 5 years, whether completed or going to be completed. Correct status of the project. Is there any delay in completion of the projects? And details of the pending payments. Copy of commencement certificate and copy of approval got by the concerned authority. Sanction plan, layout plan, specification of any projects, phase-wise details of the projects, location details of the projects with boundaries, number of apartments, type of apartment, carpet area of the apartment for sale, balcony area, veranda area, open terrace area, all these should be given. Name and address of the real estate agent, Name and address of the contractor, architects, and structural engineers. Declaration signed by the promoters. Legal title of the land. Declaration regarding whether land is free from encumbrances. Declaration regarding time period in which project will be completed. Declaration stating that no mortgage of property is made. Declaration stating that 70% of the amount realized from the allot is deposited in a separate bank account and it shall be used only for the construction purpose. Promoter shall get his accounts audited. He has to produce statement of account signed by the chartered accountants, audited after the end of the financial year. Now, grant of registration. On receipt of the application, the authority should grant registration within 30 days. Afterwards, authority should provide registration number and login ID and password to the applicant. Applicant can access to the website of the authority and create his web page. He has to fill the details of the proposed project. Authority has the power to reject the application, but he has to give the reasons for the rejection in writing. No rejection of application unless the applicant has given an opportunity of personal hearing. Sometimes deemed registration. If the authority neither grants registration, authority nor rejects the application within the specified time, then the project shall be deemed to have been registered. The registration granted shall be valid for a period declared by the promoter for completion of the project or phase-wise as the case may be. Extension of registration. Registration granted may be extended on the ground of force majeure. Force majeure means it is act of the god. It may be flood or it may be anything which is beyond the control of the promoter. But it should be supported with the on payment of such fees. No application for extension of registration shall be rejected unless the applicant has been given a personal hearing. Revocation of registration. Revocation of registration can be made on the receipt of a complaint, or RERA authority can revoke the registration so moto, or RERA authority can reject or revoke the registration on the recommendation of the authority. So what is the ground on which it can be revoked? Promoter makes default. Promoter makes default in doing anything required under law. First. Second, promoter violates any of the terms or conditions of approval given by the authority. Promoter is involved in any kind of unfair trade practice and irregularities. What is the meaning of unfair trade practice? Unfair trade practice means making false statement in writing or in other forms. Promoter says particular services are of a particular standard. Actually, it is not so. It is a very poor service. Promoter says he has got some ISI approval, for example. Actually, promoter does not have an approval. Promoter makes misleading representation concerning the services. Promoter gives advertisement in any newspaper regarding certain services. Actually, these services are not intended to be offered. Promoter indulges in fraudulent services. Registration granted shall not be revoked without giving notice of 30 days time. He should state the grounds for a revocation. What is the effect of revocation? Promoter will be debarred from accessing its website in relation to the project. He cannot use the website. His name will be mentioned in the list of defaulters and his photograph will be displayed in website. Promoter should facilitate the remaining development work to be carried out in accordance with the provisions of the Act in spite of the revocation of registration. Authority will direct the bank holding the project bank account to freeze the account. Authority, in order to protect the interest of the allottees, issue all such directions. What is the advantages of registration? It will get financial assistance from the bank. Bank will give loan only to the registered units. To get bank loan, registration is necessary. If the registration of any unit is cancelled by the bank, it is considered as a project is not good and lending loan without registration is risky. The consequences of non-registration. Penalty will be imposed for non-registration. Project continued even without registration, then penalty of 10% of the estimate cost of the project. For continued default, additional 10% of penalty. Person can be imprisoned 3 years with fine. In addition to penalty, aggrieved party can make complaint for remedial measures. RERA has the power to make interim orders and direct refund of amount with the interest. Thank you.